What kind of game do you think this is, by just looking at the box art? It's a love story minigame collection. You've got classics like Simon Says, tile flipping, regurgitating goldfish you've swallowed, you know, the classics. Now, I was just excited as you are when I figured out this game even existed in the first place. I would have loved to play this on an actual DS, but they don't make DS capture cards anymore, and if you try to buy one online, they're all pre-owned. And, this game has a couple names: Field of Magic XYXX in the real world, and Project Rub in Europe and Australia. Story is that Sega just dissolved one of their internal dev studios, United Game Artists. The people behind Space Channel 5, Space Channel 5 Part 2, and nothing else really notable. Unless you count Rez, which, one of those people being Takumi Yoshinaga. Yoshinaga? After noticing the word rub sounds familiar to the word love, Yoshinaga decided to create a game built around the two ideas. Which makes you think what kind of game he would have made if he observed two other words that sound familiar, like car and tar. Coincidentally, the DS had just been revealed, and dev kits were sent out that allowed developers to use the brand new touchscreen. It's kind of crazy to think that the touchscreen was like a new idea at one point. After Yoshinaga put two and two together, the game began development, and the game released in 2004's launch title everywhere, except Australia and New Zealand. Fuck those guys. Now, Yoshinaga said he wanted to make a game built around the two words rub and love. These two would be tied very, very loosely. Most of the minigames use the touchscreen, and the plot is a love story. That's as close as they connect. Everything in between is whatever the people at Sonic Team could cook up. So you have games like blowing out candles from another dimension, saving people from massive antlions, with the connection being you touch the touchscreen. But what saves this game from being a clusterfuck of nonsensical minigames is that they pace all the crazy stuff with the romantic stuff and make this make sense. But remember, this is also a love story. Now this game uses a lot of silhouettes to leave stuff up to players' interpretation, so I'm just going to be calling all the characters whatever I feel like. The game starts with this guy, we'll call him Kiwi, noticing this beautiful lady and instantly falling in love, we'll call Lemon. We're immediately introduced to the super performance group Rub Rabbits and ask for help with their performance. This is never brought up again. I can't tell if the Rub Rabbits are either rabbit people or a cult of people with rabbit ears. Either way, they're gonna help Kiwi on his journey to seduce this beautiful woman by handing him a goldfish. Then this guy just bolts into him and swallows the goldfish. So you know, just an average Sunday. With that, we're dropped into the first minigame that kinda sucks. You just drag up on the touchscreen and wait for the fish to swim up this poor man's esophagus. After rescuing the goldfish, we're introduced to the main antagonist, this real big Redditor type that wants a piece of Lemon. Now we have to play a selection of minigames to impress Lemon. The way it works is that if you win a minigame, you gain an amount of points no matter how well or badly you did. And if you lose an amount of points. How many you lose or gain depends on how far you are into the plot. The way the points are distributed is that if you beat all three minigames without losing once, you'll always be able to move on. Which isn't that hard since most of the minigames are pretty easy. We can choose from parachute, candle, or cart. Parachute has you remotely deploying parachutes for people jumping out of a plane by typing the numbers that appear above them. And my brain can't fathom numbers bigger than 10, so I may or may not have lost. But what's cool about the point system is that you can just play one minigame a few times and still get the points you need to progress. So if you suck nuts at the other two, you can just play the first one 3 times and go on. After riding downhill in shopping carts a couple times, Kiwi gets the attention of Lemon when they're suddenly in the middle of a stampede of bulls under the influence of some kind of device that is never elaborated on, ever. You tap the bulls, save the girl, and then wipe the mud off her by rubbing her with cloth aggressively. Now that we have her attention, we have to win her love by saving people from massive antlions, and transforming into a bowling ball and running over pedestrians. At least Kiwi's happy about it. For For one of the minigames I played, you have to use the mic that's on the DS. But as I am emulating, there were a couple problems.
Rabbit!
Bro! Whoa! Wait, oh no, is it used my webcam? Oh no. Wait, don't tell me it's using the webcam. Don't tell me that. Pay attention to me. Oh, yo, bro. I also forgot to mention break time, which happens halfway into every minigame for 4 seconds, no matter how pathetically easy the minigame is, and yes, it gets very, very annoying. They also get progressively more and more sexual and weird, and it reveals that the Rub Rabbits are huge pervs because they're just chilling on the top screen until Lemon's getting out of the shower and they stare down towards the bottom screen to watch. Cool! After winning over Lemon, Big Chungus decides to kidnap Lemon and drive away in his van. Move the steering wheel left and right to drive. Hit people to make them pile up on your car. Then pull the lever down and release to fire them at the enemy car.
Right.
The Rub Rabbits do not sound excited for this one. After saving Lemon, the couple hops into a sailboat and rides off into the ocean. Lemon falls off the boat and we have to play another minigame that uses the mic. I'm sure this one's more fun on an actual DS. The couple wash up on a deserted island and we play the best minigame so far, undressing this beautiful woman so we can dry her clothes. We do a few bonding minigames and the girl's attacked by a massive plant monster. The fight is pretty unimpressive. You wait for the plant monster's tentacles to slam down and you burn them. After you've burned enough tentacles, you throw a bunch of torches into the plant monster's mouth, I guess? We save the girl to have her immediately stolen by Big Fatty. One minigame later, we find ourselves at Kingpin's lair. Filled with security guards, we play a pretty pathetic excuse for a stealth section. Kiwi gets hit with some toxic gas, and we do a boss rush. Woo! After we play the same 3 minigames but ugly, Kiwi wakes up in chains to see Lemon in the clutches of a big Megazord. Using the power of the Kaioken, he breaks free from his chains and enters the Rub Rabbit's Gundam. And we begin. You just move your stylus in the way that it cuts all the missiles, and it's probably the best minigame so far. Kiwi destroys Kevin Malone's mech and saves Lemon. In a final act of desperation, Kevin Malone shoots a beam of raw cringe from his mohawk towards Kiwi. Just when all hope is lost, Kiwi reveals that he also has a fresh cut, and they have a Harry Potter wand duel with mohawks in space. Turns out Last Battle was just the title of the last game, because we have to play. You rub Kiwi's head, and it's really, really easy. Kiwi defeats James Corden in an act of desperation. Again, he shoots a final beam of cringe at Kiwi. Lemon saves him last second, and we have to revive her in. It's really sad, because this minigame's probably the worst by a long shot. You tap the heart on the bottom screen in time with the hearts on the top screen, and then you sometimes blow into the mic. After bringing Lemon back from the dead, we get a tiny scene of Kiwi and Lemon together in love, and the credits roll. None of the minigames are outstanding, ranging from okay to uninteresting. But for being one of the very first DS games ever, this game was the first to demonstrate how the touchscreen could even be used. Intentionally or not, this game influenced almost every other DS game to release. Or at least came up with the idea first. I wouldn't say the game's good by current standards, but the story's entertaining enough that if you can find a copy for cheap somewhere, I say give it a play. It's only like an hour and a half long, and we haven't even gotten to the extras! The game has 2 extra tiles in the main menu called Memories and Maniac. Memories is where you can replay minigames, but this time they're a little harder, and if you beat them, you unlock costumes Lemon can wear in Maniac. Not sure why it's called Maniac, but it is. You can unlock a few cool costumes like Ulala from Space Channel 5, Sonic from Sonic, and one of the costumes is her naked, which is a lot less sexy now that I'm looking at it. And that's about it. It's just a lackluster minigame collection with a charming story and art style. Although I'm really curious about the Rub Rabbits and what Kiwi's love story has anything to do with their performance that they mentioned in the beginning. But say la vie. What are you gonna do? What? Wait, what do you mean there's a prequel? Thanks for watching. I just wanted to say shoutouts to my man Ursus for being the inspiration and motivation for me making this video. Without him, I wouldn't be here, and I appreciate everything that he's done to help me out. Thanks for watching.